My friends, good morning to you. It's a beautiful day here in the desert, out on a 3-day winter backpacking trip down in southern Utah. Let's go ahead and do a gear loadout for you to show you what I've brought on this trip. I've got some interesting gear items that I've been testing, something that is so unique. I think it's a one of a kind that's never been done before. Part of my sleeping gear, we'll talk about that here in just a second, but I want to share everything that is in this 30-pound total with food and water and camera gear loadout for this winter desert backpacking trip. So first up, it's got to be the backpack. What am I carrying all of this in? And I've got the REI Flash Air 50, which is a pack that some of you might say, and even the friend that I'm with, David, said to me, "Hey, I thought you didn't like that pack." It's not that I don't like this pack. It's in the sense of comparing it to the Flash 55. From a value standpoint, I think the Flash 55 is a better buy. And if you were to choose between the two packs, it's the better pack to buy. But the Flash Air 50, I've really enjoyed it. It's been a great pack on this trip. Carried that 30 pounds well and handled some intense, serious bushwhacking and didn't get all ripped up and stuff. So pleased with the performance of this on this trip. And so that's the pack. So the next up here, let's talk about the rest of the big three items and start with my tent. What I brought was a freestanding tent, the Durston X-Dome. This is a 1+ size tent and really pleased with the performance of it. We had some pretty gusty winds come through the area last night and not able to drive stakes into this like really rocky, sandy ground. And so was able to take advantage of the fact that this is fully freestanding, use rocks to pin everything down, and it was very stable and handled the wind very well. Still not great from a spin drift of stand blowing into the tent kind of standpoint, but aside from that, I'm pleased with this tent and happy with the way that it's performed. Got the poles for it here, so those stay separate. This goes into the pack down this way, and these just pack onto the side. All right, sleeping gear. Let's talk about this pillow first. The ZenBivy soft top pillow. This is the large version. So comfortable. Just easily my favorite pillow. Gives me enough height as a side sleeper. And then my sleeping pad is the ZenBivy ultralight sleeping pad. Like, so comfortable. It sleeps very warm and I get really good sleep on this pad. I love it. It is so nice. This is the rectangular version. So I've enjoyed having a little bit more space to move around on the pad that way. So it's a 25 by 72 inch size. Now for the quilt. In here is a prototype quilt from UGQ, the Bandit, but what makes this super unique and probably a one of a kind, never done before, is that the liner of this is lined with Alpha Direct fabric. Now, unless you've been living under a rock, you know what Alpha Direct fabric is, being super lightweight as well as very thermally efficient, very warm, traps a lot of body heat into it, and that is lined on the inside of this quilt. Not as like a attachable liner that's removable, you can put it in, it's like sewn in. The baffle lines for it are all sewn across the Alpha Direct, so it's 100% integrated to the quilt. And I'll tell you what an incredible sleep experience. The last 2 nights using this, down into freezing temperatures both nights, warmer than I could ever imagine being. This is a 20-degree rated, 55-inch wide quilt, and I was hot in it. That Alpha Direct is really cool as a value opportunity to increase the warmth of the quilt and provide the ability to take a 20-degree or even a 30-degree down to lower temperatures and not have too much added weight to it. Now, you'll see that this has a white liner and a white color to it. That is a prototype. The black Alpha Direct is going to be what UGQ eventually does with this, but I'm impressed. This was a really fun thing to test, and I want to hear what you guys think about a backpacking quilt lined with Alpha Direct. Let me know in the comments what you think about that. Now let's run through all the clothing that I had here on the trip. What I had on my person is some Danner Trail 2650 mid boots, some Swiftwick socks, these Livson Eco Trek trail pants. Then I've got a Outdoor Vitals altitude hoodie, an Outdoor Vitals prototype hybrid hoodie that is yet to be released. I've also got a Outdoor Vitals Ventus, just making sure that I am plenty warm for the trip. And then you can see this big puffy jacket from Rockfront. I forget the name of this jacket, but this thing is so awesome. I am impressed with the Rockfront products. This is super warm, really enjoyable. What I didn't use but brought just in case is a pair of Goose Feet Gear booties, and then other like base layer and small things. I've got an extra pair of underwear here, smart wool bottoms, like sleeping bottoms, and then a pair of smart wool socks. And then I've got a pair of gloves, a beanie, and a neck gaiter. And I did not use the neck gaiter. I used the gloves, I used the beanie, but out on a winter trip, gotta make sure you're covering yourself and keeping yourself nice and warm. Another like little thing that I brought that haven't used because we just didn't really want to get wet feet and we avoided it at all costs, but in the chance that we needed to take shoes off to not get our feet wet, I brought my Bedrock sandals. Let's talk about water filtration and the bottles. So this is the brand new Sawyer Canuck collaboration. So this is the Canuck Vecto X, but in the Sawyer collaboration with the Sawyer Squeeze. My favorite filter, and I love that Sawyer is now making that something that you can buy together. Is a really cool product. And then my new favorite water bottles at this point, the Squawk bottles. These are slim, they fit into water bottle pockets on the sides of your pack, really easy. They're fantastic. Cooking gear, I've got 100-gram canister, I've got my classic orange cup, Toaks 550 with the Fire Maple Green Peak 2 stove, a mini Bic lighter, a towel, and all of that in there. Then let's talk about all the ditty bag stuff. I've got my food bag. This is my Backcountry Exposure food bag that I make. This is in the 4-liter size. I did have a bit more food with me, knowing we were doing something pretty aggressive, so I wanted to make sure I had enough calories. So I had a second 3-liter size bag that's also one that I make to put all my snacks in, essentially. And then for the other ditty bag stuff, a gusseted bottom bag. This is also one that I make that has all of my electronic gear in it. This is headlamps, charging brick, my charging cables, as well as some electronic hand warmers, and just all of those electronic items that are not specific to my camera gear. But then I have this bag from Sea to Summit that has all of my extra camera gear, microphone stuff, battery bank for charging, as well as some like tripod things and whatnot. Then I've also got this like handle for my DJI Osmo Pocket. Then my first aid kit. This is the same first aid kit I've carried for years. And this bag for my poop kit that has my trowel, has my wipes and toilet paper and my hand sanitizer in it. All these bags I make are available on my Etsy store, eventually on my own website. And then, let's see, what else are we missing? My chair, the Big Agnes Skyline UL chair. My sunglasses, these are the Ombras sunglasses. I'll talk about these more in a later video, but I've been impressed with these. I've been testing them since about November, and they're cool. They're nice to just be able to let hang off of your neck, but also not have to worry about losing them from like jumping around on rocks and stuff. They wrap around the back of your head. Just a really great product. And then my Zoleo satellite communication device. This is a staple for me. I've been using it for nearly 5 years at this point. This thing is just fantastic. And I think that covers all of the gear. That was 30 pounds worth of gear, food, and water that I took on this 3-day trip, and we just had a really great time. So let me know if you have any comments or questions or things about the gear that I brought with me, and let's have a conversation about it. Thanks for watching today, guys. We'll see you on the next one.